this is Growing with the Girtleys.
And we cannot get it together, as you can see on this here video. And the kids are upstairs being loud, so sorry in advance. Anywho, another show. This is our Growing with the Girtleys channel where we discuss all things relationships, in particular married couples, where we like to build bridges and meet in the middle. No matter what side of the table you sit on, we want to be able to come together and, find some type of resolve and live happy, healthy relationships. So, you good?
I am good. I'm having a great day so far. Just came back from church and I'm feeling just like $1 million right now. How about you, babe?
I'm good. All is well. So I wanted to discuss, though, a trending topic, as we all have heard, cancel culture. So we've heard the Dave Chappelle's of the world, the R. Kelly's, my God, the list goes on. We have canceled so many people. There isn't a very clear definition of what cancel culture means or that phrase means. You could say that, just to generalize, it is, someone who, if someone has offended you in any way, shape, or form, you then have decided to shut them down, no longer support them, no longer support them financially, or just whatever their interests are, you're done with them, you shut them down, or you cancel them. Another way people kind of describe it is really you can only cancel somebody if ever you've supported them to begin with. Mm-hmm. So for instance, if you never liked R. Kelly to begin with, you never had his music and, listened to his music, so then you really can't technically cancel him because you never supported him to begin with. So some people see it that way. And so it's one of these kind of broad things that the culture is talking about. And we wanted to discuss that as it relates to relationships, because we do end up canceling each other in relationships, and we do it sometimes without knowing that we're doing it, and we do it in the way of unforgiveness. So I wanted to talk about unforgiveness and how it kind of parallels to cancel culture. You want to start? You want me to start?
You start, babe.
Okay. So I think that the reason I brought it up was because I don't agree with cancel culture, right? I don't agree with the idea of not allowing someone to make mistakes and then not allowing someone to grow from their mistakes. Mm-hmm. Using DaBaby as an example. I think that's how you say his name. I don't know if it's the or da.
It's with D-A.
Okay, DaBaby. So we like DaBaby in this family. We like, what's the song, babe?
Levitate by Dua Lipa.
Right, so kids, they just be jamming in the car, right? So, homie said some bogus stuff about, queer community, and it was definitely uncouth. It wasn't, called for. It was, it was really just a sign of his age, in my opinion. It was a sign of just his words getting away from him, which happens when you're, a young person. Sometimes you get on stage and you don't really know how to handle that spotlight, and so your words get away from you. I think that he's a product of his environment. He probably was just repeating something. I'm not downplaying what he said.
Or
condoning in any way, shape, or form. I'm just giving you an example of like a human experience, for those who haven't already heard or seen. So, I believe he was just repeating maybe something that he had heard growing up in his household or just in his community. And so, again, his words got away from him. He said what he said. I'm not going to repeat what he said. Go and look it up. Have at it. However, as a result of his words, he was shut down or canceled, whereby he lost millions of dollars.
And he lost millions of dollars in endorsements, probably lost a lot of his fans, and the thing that hit close to home for us was the fact is that me and my wife and my kids, we love that song Levitate by Dua Lipa and DaBaby, and DaBaby has one of the hardest verses on the whole song that really just takes it to the next level. So when this occurred, they took his verse off. So I'm just like, I'm ready for the, I'm ready for him to say,
right,
levitating. Right now,
right. So
Dua Lipa and the baby, and we don't we don't see that no more.
We don't get that verse no more.
Right, it's just Dua Lipa. I mean the song is still okay, but we miss that.
Right.
And because of that, that's what happens when you get canceled.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what they do. Or what is being done when someone says that they cancel you. So is that right though? Is he not allowed to go off and learn and grow from his mistake and, come back and just, be a better person? I say yes, he is allowed. I think that most people should be allowed as long as it is not, something that, evokes violence and harm and things like that onto a certain group of people. I don't believe that that's what he did, nor was that his intention. So that it wasn't hate speech. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. But again, as it relates to relationships, that's what this channel is about. What do we do in relationships where, we don't forgive people, where we don't allow people to grow and move on from their mistakes, their past transgressions, if you will. I feel like my husband really held me in a bubble, or just in this constant place of punishment, if you will, as it related to money. And that's not right. That's not fair. I felt like I was always having to, defend myself and maybe try to explain, well, no, we need this or we need that, until I just decided that I'm not going to do that anymore. That's his issue, that's his problem, and I'm going to move on from it. Any thoughts?
And the thing is that I did do that because it was just some things that happened financially. She forgot to pay this, or something she did, just put us in a hole a little bit. And I was, I'm a firm believer of what Maya Angelou said: when people show you who they are, believe them. So at that point, I just believed that my wife was just really incapable of just trying to do anything financial. That's where I was. And to my ignorance, but that's what it was. So it was always like a double checking thing, micromanaging. And we are grown people and we are mature people. And she has said this once or twice or 15 times. I have not counted it all. But I was a whole person and I was managing my finances by myself before I got with you. So, but I did keep her in that box. I did, and not just me in general. Once people show me who they are, that's where you are to me, like forever. Like I've held grudges with someone who messed up money for an apartment that happened in 2004, and I think I just forgave this individual. I want to say 3 years ago, and that's just over 12 years. What's going on with that? So the cancel culture in relationships and holding people hostage in relationships, that's the real thing.
Right, and so it just makes no sense, in my opinion, because it's not even the truth. But one thing can trigger someone, and make that one thing can just become everything. And so it's just believing the lies that we allow the enemy to tell us, and then running with those lies. And so that's why it's so important to forgive and to allow people to grow and to move on past their mistakes, in my opinion. There are things that I feel like Jason, he forgot to pick my mother up one time.
I did not forget to
Okay, he didn't forget to pick mama up, but he was supposed to pick mama up from the airport.
So let me tell you the story, babe. So basically, in the past, when I picked my mother-in-law from the airport before, she got on the wheelchair. They escorted her out. They escorted her out of the airport to passenger pickup, where I'm going to pick up my grandmother. Pick up my mother-in-law. No problem. So as I'm doing circles waiting for her to appear, she didn't show. And I didn't understand why, the wherewithal of what was going on. So it just so happens that our pastor, go.
So he kept circling and kept circling and kept circling. Who does that? As opposed to parking and short-term parking and going in and actually checking. Let me go see about my senior citizen, wheelchair-bound mother-in-law. She's not wheelchair-bound. She just does that when she travels. But let me go see about my mother-in-law. I had called and everything. Babe, we all right? We straight. I got it. Because it had been quite some time. And I'm like, well, where are they? Like, why isn't he calling me? Like, it had been some time. And so, yes, thank God, my mother recognized our pastor, who was also at the airport at that time, and she waved him over. And did he call me?
So no, he called me and said, "Jason, your mother-in-law is here," and he basically pushed her wheelchair to the curb, where I was there to pick her up. Now I already know that I should have stopped and paid that short-term parking fee. But from my understanding and from my memory, I was under the impression that she was going to be pushed to the curb.
But at what point do you say, oh, it's probably been a half hour. Oh, it's probably been 45. She should be here by now.
I just thought her plane was delayed. That's what my understanding.
But instead of assuming, just park and find out. So
the long story short, my wife canceled me from picking up her mother. Totally. And I want to say that happened. I want to say year 3.
No.
What was it? Year 4?
It was like, I don't remember.
So the goal is right now, ever since then, I've been trying to get back in my mother-in-law's good graces, and I'm saying, babe, let me go pick her up. And my wife said no.
Absolutely not. It's not that I don't forgive him. And that, let me just be clear. I do forgive him, but I'm not going to give him the opportunity to keep making that or to make that mistake again. She's precious cargo to me, and that's that. Now, that doesn't mean that I haven't forgiven him, though. I have forgiven him, and even the last time she was here, it was so funny because we wanted to trick her, and we picked her up together, but she only saw him. Like I was out, like hiding. We were just being silly. I was hiding, and she saw him first, and she was, oh, hey, whatever, and then here I come, and it was just funny and cute. So, I mean, it's just something, again, this is like really silly and shallow, of course, compared to what we're, the whole unforgiveness in relationships and, how far things can go. But this is just an example of how people can hold people like hostage, or how you can, have unforgiveness or cancel someone in an area. So, yeah, I just think that it's, bottom line, it's not cool. It's not cool to cancel people and not to allow them to grow and change and mature in a situation. I do think that there are situations that, yes, you should forgive, but you shouldn't allow people to keep hurting you or to keep,
abusing
a situation or abusing you in the situation. So I just be mindful of those things. And that was really all I had about it. Did you have anything else?
My main thing that I'm trying to do, I'm still trying to get my wife, my beautiful wife, to actually let me go pick up my mother-in-law from the airport, because she's my mom too. And I believe I'm wearing her down, because the thing is about it right now is that she decided, when we did surprise mom, she saw that I got my mom, and she was like hiding behind the florist booth or something. So like she was hiding behind there, just making sure that I was going to treat her mom and push the cart. So the good news is I was able to get my mother-in-law from baggage claim. So I feel like that, like we're working in stages, and that's like stage 1. The goal is for her to sit in the parking lot of short-term parking, and I push my mother-in-law safely with her luggage to the car. That will be stage 2, to the point that when my wife will finally forgive me. Not finally forgive me. Finally trust me.
Okay.
To bring her precious cargo home, and now so the goal is once COVID calms down, that's the plan. But the one thing about it is that forgiveness is one thing, but being able to trust that person, that is another thing, and that's the one thing that you want to heal that part. And that's basically up to you.
Right, and that comes with time, right? You can't just be like, yeah, I forgive you, and then go right back into it. Like, to me, then that's irresponsible. Like, you have to, trust, that's going to take some steps, some time, some years. But that's to our point. Like, you have to allow that, though. So, yes, babe, as much as I want to say, no, I'm not going to ever give you the opportunity. The whole point of this show right now is unforgiveness and moving beyond that. So, yes.
For real, babe?
I will slowly give you opportunities to pick up mama.
So I'm really, really excited about this because this is on camera. This is live, right? So the goal is that I want to pick up my mother-in-law, and what the plan is, the next stage is my wife will sit in the car.
Right.
And I will bring my mother-in-law as soon as COVID is over and we're able to travel again. I will bring my mother-in-law safely to the car so my wife can she's already forgiven me, but I want her to trust me in that area. Because the one thing about it is, and I know we're talking about really shallow things here, but there are some things that people have done in relationships that has really broken that trust.
Right.
But you guys are still together, but it's that one thing that still stands in the way. It's that one thing that you're still holding that person you're in a relationship hostage for.
Right.
And after a while, guys, if y'all going to intend to live in a healthy relationship, you're going to have to open up that trust window and really trust your partner to come through again.
Real quick before we end, I wanted to read a quick scripture. It's Mark 11:25 and 26. Just if you need a little, piece of nugget or something to pray about, just keep this in mind. The Bible says, "And when ye stand praying, forgive, if ye have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive you your trespasses." Forgive you, pretty much. And so just keep that in mind, with cancel culture, with, relationships in general. Give people the opportunity to grow. Give people the opportunity to change. Because we all make mistakes. We shouldn't be digging up people's past and just holding that over them and using that for collateral. We just do the most sometimes, and just in relationships, we know that that's just not healthy. So just keep that in mind. That's the whole purpose of this video today. We wanted to have fun, keep it kind of light and casual and chill. But at the same time, we do want to always be able to help someone and give you some, something to chew on, and just grow and learn and be healthy. So that's it for today. Keep, watching. Thank you for your support so far with Growing with the Girtleys. It's been fun. Tell us some things that maybe you want to say about cancel culture. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions about it. And, like, share, and subscribe.
And also let's continue this conversation as far as forgiveness and trust, because those are two important things.
Right.
I almost want to say it's one of the foundations of a relationship.
Absolutely.
Forgiveness and trust. Can you forgive them and trust them? Can you trust them and not forgive them? We will love your thoughts on that so we can continue this conversation so that we can all have healthy marriages.
Absolutely. So we love you. Keep watching. Thank you to our subscribers. We'd like to continue to grow the channel, so please like, share, and subscribe. Talk to someone else who might be, instead of those girlfriends coming up to you at work telling you about, their problems, their drama. Hey, we got this channel we want you all to start watching. Again, we want to grow the channel as much as we can, as fast as we can. But to God be the glory for all that He's doing. So it's out of our hands. But we do want, the support.
And not only that, guys, if there's any topics that you would like us to discuss that's somewhat going on in your relationship, we would definitely love to bring it up, and then, we can share our views on those as well.
All righty, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you.